Hi, I'm Dawn, and this is Have That Talk. Oops, did you do it again? You know, that snide comment when that person was presenting, that impatient response when you were stressed, that time you sent a report to the board and only put your name on it, and now that person is calling you out. Other people are starting to notice. You're realizing that you're becoming the kind of colleague you've always hated. How did it come to this? An apology is due. You need to say something. You need to do something. You need to make things right. Because this thing standing between you and that other person is only getting bigger. It's only getting worse. And you know the role that you've played in that. You also know that if it explodes, things could get ugly. So in this video, I'm not going to tell you what to say. What I want you to do is to think about three things: your motivations to reach out, what you might be expecting from the other person, and also what you might want to gain from this for yourself. You'll discover that understanding your inner game will help you find the right words for this particular situation. So let's dive in to some of the ways your motivations may be influencing your apology. Your first motivation may be you just want to explain. You want the other person to understand. You want to give context to why these things happened. This sounds like honesty. This sounds transparent. But actually, it's a defense strategy. You're asking the other person to understand your perspective, where you're coming from, understand you. In a way, you're asking, before I take responsibility for my actions, let me explain. And that minimizes your sense of guilt. Which takes us to the second point, the second motivation that might be behind all this. You don't want to be seen as a bad person. You don't want to see yourself as a bad person. So when you go into the conversation saying, I feel terrible, I haven't been able to sleep, it's been really hard for me too, I want to stop you there. You say that you want to make things better, but you're making it all about you. You're putting your feelings first, your discomfort, your anxiety, and the feelings are real. Guilt weighs heavy on your shoulders. But leading with guilt when you mean to apologize just puts the other person in a kind of caretaker position. In a way, you're forcing them to say, oh, it's not that bad. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't be so hard on yourself. This is all about you feeling better. Come on. The more honest and difficult thing to do is to carry your own guilt and to keep the conversation focused on. You get what happened. You get what you did. You understand how it affected the other person. You understand how it came to this. And you express what you are going to do about it. And how bad you feel about yourself, well, that's for you to process. When you're standing in front of the mirror, when you're talking with a friend, when you're reflecting in your journal, it's yours, not theirs. The third thing I want to highlight as a possible secret motivation behind your apology is the instinct to just jump in with a solution. Now, people who are more analytical, diagnostic, logical, rational, tend to jump into problem-solving mode. The instinct is to say, I'm really sorry. What do you want me to do? On the surface, it sounds as if they're taking responsibility. But watch the timing. If you just jump in with your own solution, without actually acknowledging your part in the situation and giving the other person space to respond and say their piece, you're shutting down an opportunity to reconnect. You think you're being accountable, taking responsibility, but actually, this instant fix, this instant problem-solving approach sends a different message. You're basically saying, come on, let's just get over it. But you know, sometimes the other person needs to hear your acknowledgement. They need to tell you how your behavior affected them. Sometimes they need to express their anger and they're upset. And in all cases, they need you to listen. Yes, the fix can come, but only after you've heard them out and not before. So just to recap, what you need for an apology that is not only honest and sincere, but also acknowledges the other person involved is first to say out loud what you did. Not your intentions, but what actually happened, how you behaved in that moment. The second thing is to name the impact. Acknowledge what your behavior led to. Acknowledge the other person's perspective. And only then, as a third point, can you point into the future by naming your commitment. What are you going to do differently? What are you going to offer? And not just, oh, I'll try and do better next time, but a real commitment, something specific that you will do or change within a certain time frame. So that's it. Name it, acknowledge it, own it, apologize, listen, commit to change. That's how you have that talk. Okay? I'll see you next time.